Hey everybody, it's Bart, Bart's Woodshop. Welcome back. Today's project, I don't even know what I'm going to make, but I've got this log. It's a piece of plum, come from a plum tree. Friend cut down. I got the wood. I wanted to make a lidded box, but I don't think it's going to be able to work out because this wood is still very green, and green wood will tend to warp and crack as it dries. So anything with a lid's not going to fit. So that's going to be a project for when I get some drier wood or when I buy some stock wood. But let's get this piece on the lathe and let's see what I can come up with this piece, because I really don't even have a plan. I'm just going to kind of do what the wood tells me to do today. If you like this videos and you want to keep seeing more, please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. This way I can get up to date on all the new videos that I'm going to post. And we'll see you in a minute over there at the lathe. Alright, we got this piece here mounted up on the lathe. I've got it with the live center, and just I'm using a spur center on this side, so we're just lined up between centers. It's a relatively straight log, so it doesn't need a whole lot of balancing. I'm still going to start off at a slower speed till I get it completely balanced, but I got it up to about 900 RPMs, and we're going to see about starting there and moving on. Start off by rounding it out, and we'll see where this goes. Let me get my safety equipment on, and we're going to get rolling. Okay, it's nice and round. Still got some bark up in there, but that's fine. Like I said, once we start shaping, that'll all work itself away. I got this interesting little knot here in the wood. I'm probably going to end up losing that when I straighten this. Or maybe not. We'll see. Let's square off that end and see what happens. That might make an interesting feature in whatever it is that we're making. I'll swap out my gouge for my parting tool. And we're going to try that. Alright, I got it all flipped around. I'm going to square off this end because it's pretty wobbly. And once I get the both ends squared off, I'll be able to increase the speed and we can start cutting it in shape. So I got the faceplate screwed onto this side. We're going to clean up this side. This is going to end up being the top. I think I'm going to make some sort of a hollow form in the spindle direction. We'll see what it turns out to be. Who knows? It might turn out cool, and it might turn out terrible like the last one until I fix it. So we'll see. All right, I'm going to start squaring it off. Alright, I'm most of the way through. I'm going to finish it off with the handsaw. Once I get squared up, I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. I've squared off the end. We're pretty good and round in here. We're going to start shaping. Let me just increase the speed. We're not going to go all the way up. I'm probably only going to stop at about 1400, which is the next pulley level up. Bring my pulleys up. All right, 1400 RPMs. just because it's still out around, and I really don't need this thing to go flying on me. We're going to fire it up and stand back like usual. Alright, now that I know it's good and stable in there, we're going to start working it. I'm not going to be able to keep that little notch that I saw because I had to screw the faceplate onto it. And the faceplate... So at this point in the video, my air compressor kicked on. And it makes a really loud, annoying sound, so I decided to delete the sound and give you the sound of my lovely voice talking over this. Because no one really wants to hear that loud buzz. So audio will resume in a minute, and hope you enjoy the video. Okay, it's very well balanced. I feel like we're going to be fine to increase the speed. We're going to bring it up a few notches. And we will go. Alright, let's see if I get you some better camera angles. So it's kind of hard to see, but if you look really closely at the handle of my scraper, you can see there's a slight angle to it. It started to crack. And then in a second, it's going to get a catch and snap completely off. Fun. Now that was a nasty catch. I'm going to need to clean that up with a different tool. I think I was a little too far with my wrist. We'll go from there. I think my tool rest was also a little too low for scraping, which is probably why I got that catch right there. And we got some pretty good hard knots in there, and that's going to be part of it as well. But that's alright, we're going to clean it up. Alright, so I finally got this thing hollowed out. I was having a real hard time with it. I ended up switching back to my bowl gouge and using my bowl gouge to cut it out. I usually do very well with the scraper. I'm not sure what my deal was today. I think my angle might have been slightly off. I'm not sure. But it's some pretty dense wood down inside here in the pith. So that's probably was a contributing matter to it. But we got it hollowed out is the important part. Like I said, I used my bowl gouge. Got it pretty good. Starts developing these cracks. I super glued and put some sawdust up in there to stabilize it. And it's just the nature of turning green wood is it's going to crack. It's going to warp. It's going to change in some way, shape, or form. And that's kind of cool, I think. But see, we're developing another crack right here. I'm going to put a little drop of CA glue up in there, and if you catch them while they're small, they won't spread. And then I'll take some sawdust and I'll just kind of drop it on there and work it into the crack. And that's it. So now I'm going to get back to shaping the outside of this thing. I think I'm going to narrow up the bottom, kind of make like a goblet looking thing out of this. Yeah. So I'm trying to feel around for where the base of this thing is. And I'm going to mark it. Okay. Actually a little lower than that. So that's where the, as far as I've hollowed it out to. So I'm going to start shaping this thing and see what kind of cool shape we can come up with. So let's do it. Alright, so I've sanded it all down. I went through all the grits several times to get all these lines out. Sanded the inside. There's some little imperfections here on the lip just because I turned it so thin, but I decided to just kind of sand them flat and kind of make them as little feature points in the wood. Because, you know, nothing in wood is perfect, and I like those little imperfections that show up. So I think it's time to put some finish on this. I'm just going to go with a plain old tung oil, I think, on this one. Let me throw some gloves on here, and we're going to rub it down with some tung oil. And I think that's really going to make this grain pop out real nice, because we got some really cool grain patterns, especially up here in the stem. I love these little eyes. So I think that tung oil is going to bring it out nicely. Now we're just going to part it off down here on the bottom, and we'll be done. Alright everybody, we are done. The chalice is completed. It's a pretty neat looking little thing. Kind of looks like something you'd find in Game of Thrones. Someone would drink some mead out of or something. Mead. And I could use it for that. I just have to put some kind of a food safe epoxy on the inside. But I think for now it's just going to be decorative. I really like some of the features that have popped out of here. I'll bring you into the light a little bit better and give you a little bit of a close-up. Some real neat little knots in the wood. I particularly like that right there. And also here in the stem, there's some interesting swirl patterns, and I love the light and the dark spots and how they play against each other. And then there's the little interesting base, which has some more of that swirly pattern in it. So that's it. That's the project in its completedness. And that's all I got for today. I want to thank you for joining me here in the wood shop. If you like what you saw, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. This way you get to see when I pop out some new videos. And hopefully I'll be getting some more stuff in it going on. And you get to see kind of the trials and tribulations of a beginning wood turner. You know, I certainly don't know it all, and I probably never will at my age. But, you know, I'm having fun with it. I'm enjoying it. I'm learning. I had a real hard time with the hollowing on this one. I'm going to be doing some more research to figure out what I was doing wrong, and we're going to go from there. So hopefully, maybe if anyone has any suggestions, they can leave them there in the comments, and I'll be glad to take some good creative criticism. So thanks again for joining me, and we'll see you next time on Bart's Woodshop. Take care.